You might be wanting to do a showreel for a film, you might be an up-and-coming actor, or you need help, or you want to be an actor, and you know, you've got the guy right here, you can ask him a question. Don't just sit there.
I've got all the solutions.
Don't just sit there and have the idea, as David said,
I've got all the
idea
solutions.
is
I do.
worthless. Hello, welcome to Totallyevelyn, live with David Wilde,
Hello.
director, producer, actor,
Jack Altrades.
Jackie Aldridge. I love his energy though, brilliant energy. So guys, if you are an actor, and you don't need to be an actor, do you? Because you
No,
do documentaries, you do everything really. You
I
do
will-
adverts.
Basically filmmaking, and I'm a filmmaker actor, but you know, make films, features, and shorts and stuff. And but you've got to pay the bills. So
Yes.
documentaries, corporates, all sorts of stuff, really. You know,
Showreels.
showreels, actor showreels. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, come on live and ask David a question. David's been on the go for a long time. How long have you been doing this?
Not that long. Yeah, no, quite a few years. I was a filmmaker actor quite a few years. I started a few years ago, made a feature film, an industry sort of feature film. Personally, it wasn't a good experience for me because I wasn't ready, you know. And after that, I had about a 9-year gap. I never made films, never acted, never done nothing. But when the new technology came back in,
Yeah.
I thought I'd try and do stuff to get a passion for it, to see if I like it. Instead of making short films, started making features, and started to learn the process and kind of fall in love with it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's mainly what I've been doing for the last few years. Try to get bigger stuff made,
Okay.
but I think it's important today when you get this technology to make stuff,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
and keep
easier.
doing stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So.
You can actually make a film on this phone, can't you?
Well, Steven Soderbergh's made 2 feature films. The director of Ocean's 11 and Erin Brockovich, he's an Oscar winner, and he's recently made 2 feature films on the smartphone, the iPhone. He's done one that's on Netflix now, about a basketball sort of movie. So yeah, there's no real excuse,
Yeah.
you know.
Brilliant opportunity to get your question out there, especially to somebody as experienced as David, who's been doing films and directing, and you've acted in the films as well. So energetic. I love your energy actually. I love how fast you do a showreel.
Well, you've got to have energy. If you want to be a filmmaker, you've got to have energy because the clock just ticks when you're doing something. The hours just drift away. So it's a natural thing that you've got to have. You've got to have fire in your belly, really.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I guess what's been your stumbling blocks when you're actually making a film? You have to go through all that red tape. Want you to go into Harvey Nicks. I mean, you can't just go into Harvey Nicks with
Yes,
the
you
camera, can you? Really?
No,
You can't.
no. If you're going to make something for broadcast television, like say the documentary that we are working on, you've got to get permission for some things, especially if you're shooting guns in a movie or whatever. But when you're making a micro budget sort of movie, it's a bit of both. You know, you shoot in places with permission and stuff, but you also guerrilla a little bit.
Yeah.
An example, we were on Queen Street and the train wanted a gun battle scene in the train. Okay, so I tried to see what it would cost to do it in the subway, and it was thousands. Okay, let's take the gun battle out and let's just get a shot where it's a gun. We actually just went on the train and actually just shot it.
Oh, did
So
you?
we never kept the guns in view.
Yeah.
It was like somebody was following somebody. So with these cameras and sound, you can just do it and just. So
Right.
there's that side where you know,
Yeah.
you can do a bit of both. You know.
Yeah, because I guess like when you watch a film, you never really think of the back end of the film, how it's been made, and it's actually really interesting when you probably watch that film and think, oh my god, how
But-
there's a laugh behind that scene.
Yeah. But I think that's the side, you know, when people don't really want. At the same time, it's your job to tell the story with it about how we made it.
Yeah.
Some filmmakers talk so much about how it was a struggle to make it and and we did this and. But at the end of the day, people just want to see the film as
Yeah.
well. Do you know what
Yes.
I mean? Because films are difficult to make, whether it's no budget films or budget films, they're all difficult to make. So you've got to have that really positive attitude
Yeah.
about when you do something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So who have you met in all your time of acting and your directing and producing? You've bound to have bumped into some people that are really exciting and nice looking.
I been to the Cannes Film Festival a few times,
Yeah.
you know, but I'm not a name dropper, you know.
No.
No, it's not about who. You just want to ask that bloody Jerry Butler thing
I know,
again. She's
I
obsessed
know.
with this Jerry Butler. Last time it was on, we done a video, and it was kind of, you know, it didn't really.
Can't believe it.
We had a break, and you asked about Jerry Butler.
It knocked back
And
Jerry Butler.
it's something I'm trying to bury for years, you know. No, when I done my first film, which was an industry feature film, And I'd cast some people and it was already cast, and the producers wanted some people and vice versa. I'd cast one of the roles, which was a friend and was perfect for the part, and there was this guy that says, this was, because it was 20 years ago I made my first film, and then I had a big gap, and I says, this guy, the role's already cast, you agreed, so they put me to see this guy because the producer had the same agent as this actor. So he says, just go and meet him for a beer in Glasgow. So I went along, and it was Jerry Butler. This was just before he was starting to get on, and I met him and I got on great with him. You know, he was a great guy. You couldn't see a potential movie star, but what you could see, somebody with energy and passion, and so it was like, God, I was so angry with the producer that he put me in front of him, because when the role was cast, because I felt really bad about that. But I still couldn't recast him because he wasn't right for the part. My friend, the part was a sort of Jerry Lewis sort of part, kind of quirky. Butler was like too good looking and wasn't quirky, so it was like he still wasn't right for the part. So he still wouldn't get cast. But I don't think he's worried about it.
Are you kicking yourself?
I don't think he's kicking himself.
Are you kicking yourself?
No, because it still wouldn't have been right. I'm very much like that. Look, I'm not a star-driven person. If you're going to make a movie with a big budget, you need stars, right?
Saying hi to somebody.
But yeah, it's like, no, he wasn't right for the part, so I'm very much like that. Do you know what I mean? Although if I owned the movie, I didn't own the movie, it was the producers. If I owned the movie, I could maybe exploited his face on it today and sold it.
You could still sell it,
So, but no, I didn't own the movie, so
so
that's enough about Jerry Butler. I get ribbon from my sister for years. My sister's always giving me a ribbon. You turned down Jerry Butler. I said, Jerry Butler's doing just fine without me.
He is actually, he's doing really well.
Yeah.
So, what have you got planned for the future now? What's your ultimate goal at the moment? You've been acting and you've been directing, producing, and what's your ultimate goal?
Well, the last few years I've really made films to practice and to learn how to do them very efficient with more money. You know, because when you're going to go in front of people for money, they go, these days, what have you done? You know, if you've not made nothing, because you can make things these days. So I wanted to build my portfolio. So recently I've done a small micro budget 7-part crime series, which is on Amazon Prime. Done another feature film which is on Amazon Prime. Now I'm getting to the point, I've got enough for the portfolio, so try to get bigger projects made. So I'm trying to get a bigger budget version of my Crime Lord series, with names in it, and another film that I've got. But I don't sit and wait, because you could wait for a year, 2, 3, your whole life away. I like to keep moving. So I'll probably make another micro budget film this year, but at the same time I'm using my skills making actor show reels and other videos and corporate stuff and documentaries. Because you've got to keep moving, you know. You've got to keep your passion alive, because if you go, I'm trying to get the budget for this movie, your spirit dies.
Completely.
Do you know what I mean? So there's no waiting involved. You don't wait, you know. You create, you don't wait, you know.
I like that, you create.
If you're not creating, you're waiting. You know. So.
And you said that you said that ideas are worthless on your one of your videos.
Look, everybody, if an idea for anything, whether it's a business or whatever, a concept or a product, an idea for a film, but for me, it's like an idea. Everybody's got an idea. A taxi, you meet a taxi driver and go, I've got an idea for a movie, I've got an idea for a book, but most people will never write that book. You know, so for me, an idea is very simple. Once you get an idea for something, if you know you can make it, then it's like 95% kind of executing on it, like move with it. It's like when I did Cold Blooded Killers, which was a feature film in Arran, I came up with the idea and I had the actors and I told them that the concept, and so that within 10 days, 3 weeks, we were shooting the movie, and I was actually booking the locations in Arran while I was writing the script, because the concept was there. Because if I knew I just talked about the idea forever, I'd never get done. So you execute with things. You know, ideas are great. Everybody's got an idea, but you've actually got to make it happen.
You've got to make it happen.
You know, so somebody could have had the idea for the iPad years ago. There's this flat thing, and you can see things on it, but it takes you years to make that happen. You know,
so guys, have you got any questions here? We've got a few people on. Let's see who are all on at the moment. If you've got any questions, then we've got David here on the firing line.
The firing line. No pressure.
With his guns.
No pressure.
So just feel free to ask us a question. Thanks so much for coming on. Totallyevelyn's on at 1 o'clock every day, and you know, it's all about talking and telling that story, and it's great to be talking to David here, who's been
thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
It's really amazing having an experienced director. So the hospitality is good for you then. You're enjoying the apartment. You're enjoying Edinburgh. We're in Edinburgh, guys. We're in a really traditional apartment in Edinburgh, and it's so green outside actually, even though we're in the city. We've got a lot of greenery just beyond us here. and I'm talking to David. If you've just joined us, then we are talking about creativity and making films, doing showreels.
Actor showreels, scenes and short films for actor showreels, but I'm moving into different areas, documentary stuff and doing something with you as well, a bit of video, you know, keep it a wee bit,
yes.
you know. So.
Yeah, I'm excited because I've I met David on Instagram, but then we got chatting, and then, you know, that's the power of social media, obviously, is that, you know, you get to connect with the people through doing social media and Instagram, and then now here we are sitting on the couch in my lovely apartment, looking at my lovely pictures.
Well, it's when I saw you, what you were doing and seeing what you were trying, I think I seen some stuff at Cannes Festival, and then you were in Los Angeles, and then you were in, and I think that the thing that impressed me was that you were going out there and you were doing these live spot. A lot of people hesitate to do it, but you actually get out there and doing it, just doing it,
knocking on the doors.
You know, because we're all using social media, but a lot of us are not using the tools to the kind of maximum effect. You know, which I think is really important. It's important today if you're doing something, if you're trying to do something online. You know, if I was, you know, a regular job, or, you know, I don't know if I'd, you know, so yeah. So
on a big film, for example, how is it? What keeps you back? What holds you back?
Well, look, when you make a film, it's almost like it's a collaborative process, so you've got to find the right people that you're all tuned. It's like an orchestra, that you're all tuned into the same type of film that you're making. The worst scenario is when you get producers and executives that are all putting their 2 cents in there, but they're not on the same page. They're not on the same page. Like when I was in America making my first film, I was very green, very inexperienced, and it was like I'd have to do a conference call to change a sweary word here. I was in Las Vegas to change this and change that. And you end up getting an attitude, you know. But today I'm a lot stronger. Today, if I was going to make a budget, I agree with all the executives, I agree with producers, the type of movie we're going to make, here's the list, let's stick to it, let's go and do it. Because there's too much money at stake, do you know what I mean? So
anybody else that's an actor here that wants to ask?
Nobody's got any questions because you can't get a breath in.
That's because I'm chat as usual.
True, yes.
You've got to tell
me.
There's no
gaps.
The good thing about doing this social media is that you can tell us to zip and let you talk.
It's a fine balance though, because there's nothing worse when you get dead air and you're looking for what am I going to say next? What am I going to say next? So you've got to keep it rolling, you know.
So if you're here and you're wondering what we're doing, then it's Totallyevelyn, and I'm talking to David Wilde, and we're just chatting about creativity. We're chatting about actually how great social media is. You know, you can do this live channel right here for you guys to ask directly a question to David. You know, you might be wanting to do a showreel for a film, you might be an up and coming actor, or you need help, or you want to be an actor, and you know, you've got the guy right here, you can ask him a question. Don't just sit there.
I've got all the solutions.
Don't just sit there and have the idea, as David said,
I've got all the solutions.
Is worthless.
I don't know anything. No, this is the thing, look, when you go on social media today, I make vlogs, right? But it's like, there's a very fine balance. There's a lot of people, like entrepreneurs online, saying you do this and you do this and 10 steps. I don't really actually believe in that. I don't believe in, this is what you need to do. That's the beauty of social media. It's the Wild West, it's anarchy. You don't have to do anything this way. You don't need to, this is the 10 steps that you do to write a screenplay. No, you don't. You can do it differently today. So for me, when I go online, I just try to share my experience of what I'm learning at this minute, and I'm constantly learning. You know, so if everybody shared their experience a little bit, you could cherry pick a little bit for everybody, rather than saying this is how you do it and this is how you do it, because we're all learning. I think that's what social media is very early, but I think that's what we'll start to learn. We'll start to share things
a bit more authentic, isn't it? It's a bit better than just. There's Bobby Robertson. Hello, Bobby. Have you got a question for us? This is Bobby. Bobby's an actor. So meet David.
I don't know Bobby, but I think I've seen Bobby on my Twitter feed. Hi, Bobby. Thanks for tuning in.
So it's nice.
Is that a question up there somebody was asking? Or
I don't want to knock it off right there.
Was it back the way?
Was it up back
idea?
Oh yeah. Yep. There is a question here. Let's put the glasses on. How would a Scotsman get a start in London who here speaks Malingo? Also, David, I'd love to tell you a story.
How would a Scotsman, first part, how would a Scotsman get a start in London? What, as an actor?
As an actor, or it must be an actor, if you could let us know that actually.
I lived in London for 10 years. I don't think it matters anywhere where you are today. People say if you want to be if that's the question, if you want to be an actor you need to go to London. we're so kind of global these days, and people are casting through self-tapes and all sorts of stuff. You know, obviously it can help you to be in London, but I think with the world's so global and international these days, if you want to find a way to get through to be an actor, you'll find a way.
Yeah.
Because when I started out, you didn't have social media, you didn't have platforms, you didn't have videos.
Exactly.
If I sent a video to a casting director, it was a big bloody VHS tape. I mean, it's like a big bag of those.
It's a huge difference now.
So it's an amazing time, but the bad side is we get so used to this technology, we take it for granted.
Yeah.
If they keep pinching myself with it, you know. So in terms of, I'd love to tell you a story.
Tell us the story. He doesn't want to tell me, he just wants to tell you the story.
Happy with story. So a lot of people send me, I don't know if this is what you're asking here, but a lot of people send me ideas about films and whatever, and it's like, I don't actually listen to ideas for the simple reason I'm not a production company.
Yeah.
I started off as an actor, then I started writing, and I wanted to make films, but nobody's going to make films for me. I had to make my own films, so I had to make my own scripts. So my own scripts, I've got 1,000 scripts that'll never be made because I don't have enough life left. I need to be a vampire. So I've got more ideas and scripts than I've got time left in life.
Right.
So I'm not actually a production company. Do you know what I mean? Because I get quite a bit of that, people. And actually, if you're going to send somebody an idea or a script, it's probably not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Because if they've got an idea that's already the same and you've come out with that, and they go, oh, you've took my idea. That's why people don't take solicited things.
Right. It'd be quite hard as well to have all these scripts, wouldn't it? Be to read everybody's, it would be so time consuming.
It is if you're a production company and you're looking for them, but when you're not a production company, you're not looking for them, you're looking to make your own scripts.
Yeah.
You know, the way I bring on people is I bring on actors, I bring on collaborators and crew, that's different. Yeah. You know, but in terms of the script writing, you know.
Let's see if we've got another question. Thanks very much for that question.
I don't even know if that was a question, but thanks anyway. But that's the best thing you can do as an actor, is to try and create your own opportunities. That's what I've really done. I started off, and I still want to be an actor, is to try and create your own opportunities. If you can't write, then get somebody who can write and get somebody who can film make and do something. There's so many things that you can do these days, you know. The main thing is to do, and not sit and wait, you know. Yeah,
keep doing.
That's what I've learned.
Here's one for David. I've got a theatre background as well as film, but know people that want to be an actor that don't want to do theatre. I think it's important to do theatre. What do you think, David? That's a good question.
I think it's important to do, and it's important to you. You know, I don't think it's important that you should just do. You know, there's movie stars that don't like theatre. Anthony Hopkins has done theatre, but doesn't really like it. De Niro's not done theatre in years. For me personally, I done a bit of theatre when I started off in youth theatre. And the thing that I miss about it is, the good thing about theatre is that you're controlling the whole performance and the whole, when you're in a movie, an editor's controlling the performance, the director, but when you're on stage, it's unedited, that's you, you're flying. Yeah. You know, and there's a great exhilarating side about that. But it's scary as well, you know, but that's the exciting part. But there's some actors that are movie stars that don't do theatre anymore, and there's Al Pacino that does just as much theatre as movies, because he loves theatre. So I think it's down to the individual. I don't think, because theatre's very different for camera.
Yeah.
Camera's very much more a bit subtle and just grabbing moments. Theatre's a completely different animal, you know. So I think you can be skilled on camera but no skill for the theatre, and vice versa, you know, or skilled at both. So I think it's just down to choice. I don't think, this is what I'm back to saying, there's no rules about anything anymore. I don't
so
think
if you were like, say for example, somebody was coming to you wanting an actor's role, it wouldn't bother you whether they'd done theatre or no. Would you just want a bit of a
I just want somebody that's got a passion and energy and professional, turns up, learns their lines, which you need to do in the theatre. So you know, people at theatre will probably learn the lines. A lot of actors don't learn the lines when they come to films, which is terrible. And that's not a good thing. I used to think that was a good thing, no learning your lines, a bit like Marlon Brando, and you just make it up, and it's like, no, it's no professional.
No, it's not. You've got to.
Because the only way you can be creatively free is by learning your lines, you know.
If you're an actor and you want to talk to us, then do talk to us. And quite equally, if you want to come on live with me, I'm here every day, Monday to Friday, 1 o'clock. Love to hear from you, and I'd love to have you sitting on the couch, or else even just on a split screen. We can do that on a split screen, which is fantastic. It's great for film. It's great for it's great for anybody that wants to create something. You know, you can see what we're doing here. It's amazing. Yeah, so any more questions? Will I ask you some more questions? I don't even know how long we've been on. I think
a couple of days.
We've been on quite a while. But yeah, so collaborations are good. So if you want to collaborate with me, then get in touch. And
I think that's a good thing about, again, with social media, because for me personally, you can find people like when actors send showreels and stuff, right? You're seeing what they can do talented wise. But social media is great that actually when filmmakers are going to work with actors, that's why the same filmmakers work with the same actors. That's why De Niro works with Scorsese works with DiCaprio, or Tim Burton works with Johnny Depp, and John Cassavetes is always the same actors, because you get a working relationship with people. In social media, you don't really know people, but when you go to their social media and you look at it for a few years, you can see who the positive people are, you can see who the driven people are. It's very transparent, and that's what. It's not, for me, it's very little to do. Talent's not enough. Yeah. You've got to find people. I don't know how many times I've seen somebody who's really talented, but then when you get to meet them and you see their social media and you go, there's nothing there. There's no spark there. Or they no go out there and do it enough. So social media is really good for that, because you can actually see people doing. First thing I do, if I like somebody on video, I'll then look at their streams for the last 6 months. Now that sounds a bit creepy, but that's like your CV.
True,
it's like when you're watching those shows, The Apprentice, and you go through people to find out who the useless ones are until the end. In fact, they're all bloody useless most of the time. And then you find out who's got it together. You know, it's the same as social media. You know, because you want to find because like filmmaking's like going to war, so you want people that have got your back. They've got the same energy and the same passion. So that's where I use social media. Problem solvers. Well, the filmmakers have got to usually solve the problems. The actors can turn up if they just learn the lines.
Learn your lines, guys.
Learn your lines.
If you're an actor, you've got to learn your lines.
The best advice that Anthony Hopkins ever gave is the old saying, like, don't learn your lines and don't bump into the furniture. Now, when I first heard that, I thought, that's very glib, that's very cool. What does that mean? You know, but it's actually really important. Because if you learn your lines and just simple, then you can fly creatively, free, you know. But when you don't have that, it's just, you know, it slows the production down. It just
makes so much sense, doesn't it? It's just,
you can't do it.
Why do people not learn their lines?
It's like Bobby was saying about the stage. You're forced to learn your lines on the stage because you have to, because you're going to be embarrassed in front of the audience. It's going to collapse. It should be the same discipline as in front of when you're doing a film. Because it costs money, even if you're making a no budget production or a big budget, it still costs money. Do you know what I mean? So learn your lines, you know, if you're an actor.
Okay, but what's the reason they don't do it though?
I think some actors think they can just fly and be improvisational and that's them being really creative. It's actually I used to think that, but it's nonsense.
Is it?
Because you can only fly once you know those lines, and then you can improvise outside the lines if the director lets you. You know, but if you don't come prepared, it doesn't show a level of professionalism. You've got to learn your lines. But it's common. I'd say most actors don't. So it's not any particular actor. That's what I'm talking about. It's a very common thing. You know, but yeah, that's one of the most important things, I think, when you're making a film, you know, and even more so on stage. Even more, you know.
Improvise.
You know, no, I don't improvise on stage.
No.
You know, don't improvise Shakespeare.
Listen, guys, thanks so much. It was really nice. Thank you so much, David, for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for everybody that tuned in, and everybody that watches this video, and everybody that maybe watches it later as well. Thanks a lot, really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. Yeah, it was of value to me anyway. I really enjoyed your chat. Don't talk about Jared Butler again, though. No more Jared Butler. Really, Jared Butler. He's my stepping stone towards him. You see. No more Jared Butler. Still got that at the back of the head. Okay, thanks so much. See you tomorrow live 1 o'clock and every day 1 o'clock Monday to Friday. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye. Bye. Bye.